I relocated to my office, so told you guys the whole thing with the family dynamics and how that all played, how that started playing into things. And you guys are probably like, what the fuck? It's all going to make sense in the coming episodes, I guess. It was like a snowballing effect. Things just start building up over the years. You get resentment. And, I kept my mouth shut for a really long time. My mom she loved unconditionally. She loved her family, and she always gave them the benefit of the doubt. And, she really just wanted, like, peace and harmony and everything like that. Like, what mother doesn't want her kids to get along? My family wasn't doing anything to help this situation. I think because they don't understand, though, like, when you're dealing with a narcissistic personality, because I truly think that that's what we're dealing with, these people don't want to forgive you. They don't want to move on. When they know somebody like me exists, they're very threatened by people who speak out or who aren't afraid to speak their mind, I guess. Those people are the ones that see through their fucking bullshit. I feel like his wife isolated him from us. I mean, from me, at least. She was always kind of willing to, like, give my mom a chance. For 2 years straight, their relationship was just fucking fighting. And then my mom finally gave in, called his wife. They had this conversation, and the next thing to happen after that was my brother had a christening for the kid. My mom was very conflicted. My mom lived for family. Like, family was everything to her. She reiterated it my whole entire life. Family comes first. She was the one in her family, out of all the 6, kids, she was always the one to, like, keep in touch with everybody, like the cousin that lives in Nevada or California. She has a cousin in Florida. Like, she was like the glue. She held the family together. She was always the one to, like, make the arrangements, like, oh, so-and-so is coming from California, and she was like that person. She was just a glue that held the family together. She really took her family fucking seriously. And she always just wanted to believe that they were, this ideal, perfect family. And even when they would fucking hurt her, she was so forgiving. I struggle with that. That's something I really struggle with in my own, personal life. I guess I'm forgiving, but I'm not as forgiving as my mom was. I'm just not, My mom, in a sense, sometimes I felt like she let people fucking walk all over her. Shit gets serious after this. Well, after this part of the story. My brother had the christening for the kid. Before the christening, my mom was again upset that her family was split up. Her family just seemed to, like, not, they felt like my mom was harping on it. They're like, oh, she can't let go, she can't, she needs to get over it, she needs this. And they might have been right to a certain extent, but you also have to look at the situation, and this is something I always try to do. Step back and look at the situation. My mom was a widow. Her husband died. The only thing she really has left is her 2 kids. Yeah, she has her whole family. At this stage in her life, when everybody's like in their 60s now, their 50s and 60s, all of her siblings, and their kids are having kids, it's starting to, like, everybody's kind of starting to branch off and do their own thing. So, like, when Christmas rolls around, it's not like a whole big family, because, like, there's so many people. It's hard to have everybody together all the time, My mom now had to split up holidays, everything, birthdays, holidays, everything. Everything had to be split. And it really upset my mom that me and my brother weren't talking. Me and my brother, and I don't even know if I've mentioned this in the first, like, 5 videos, my brother and I, like, we got along really well. We used to hang out. Me and him used to go out together. We would go out to a bar, just me and him, and we'd go, like, just fucking hang out. We got along with each other. Before he met his wife, every weekend he would be at my house because he broke up with his ex-fiance. To go from that to where things are, where things got, it's like my mom just couldn't accept it. Because of the way we were raised and the way that Italian families, just like, it's family, 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 family. She doesn't know anything else. You gotta understand, she came home every day, right? She woke up every morning alone. She had 2 dogs, but that's not a person. So she woke up every day alone. She went to work, she came home every day alone. She went to bed every night alone. The only thing that she had really was me and my brother. My mom was not into dating after my dad passed away. First of all, she had low self-esteem and she did not like herself. She would look at herself in the mirror, but I don't know what she saw. She saw this, like, lagoon creature. Nobody else saw it. She was beautiful. And you know what the most beautiful part about her was? Her inside. My mom had the fucking best heart. She was the sweetest, most loving person I've ever met in my life. I mean, she really was. She was just a genuine, good person. Having her family split up that way, it fucking killed her. And yeah, maybe she did harp on it, but again, she's a widow. She's alone. This is her life. Her sisters would blow it off. Oh, Carol. Oh, just stop. My family has a habit of invalidating people, especially my mom's oldest sister. She's the worst of all of them. She's so selfish, and all she gives a fuck about is her daughter and herself. So she doesn't want to hear about your life. She don't give a fuck. She wants to just tell you about her life, and that's it. And she don't give a fuck what's going on in your life or what you're up to or what you're doing. Everything's about her. And like, I had tried talking to her over the years, and she just like blows things off all the time. Like, oh, it's not that big a deal. You're crazy. Yeah, my mom definitely harped on it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I understand why. Look at the situation. Step back and look at her situation. Her kids aren't talking. We are her life. So now every time a birthday or holiday or something comes up, she has to fucking separate. She can't have her kids in the same room. And it's like, I tried several times to fix things with my brother. It's not like I was just like, oh well. He refused to fix it. After calling his wife and getting into this whole fight with her, which by the way, link below, you guys could hear it yourselves. So after that, my brother had a christening for his kid. My mom came up with this thing. Okay? My mom didn't want to go to the christening. And she was so conflicted about this. She went back and forth over a long period of weeks. She was like, I don't even want to go. She was so done. She was done with her family. She was all mad at her sisters because she felt like her sisters weren't supporting her. And then she's pissed at my brother. Like, she's just like, I don't want to fucking see anybody at this point. I'm just fucking done. Like, I can't take it anymore. And I told my mom, I had a serious talk with her. You're going to not go, and you're going to regret it because you have a heart. And so you not going to the christening, you're giving in to Satan. You're giving her what she wants. She wants us to not be part of his life. That's exactly what she wants. So you not showing up, you're giving her what she wants. First of all, I knew I was going to get blamed because my family had this thing where they thought like I brainwashed my mom or something. I don't know. You just have to blame me for everything. I'm the family scapegoat. Nice to meet you. So I told my mom, Mom, if you don't go, first of all, they're all going to blame me. Second of all, you're going to feel bad about it because you're going to be like, holy shit, I didn't go to my daughter, my granddaughter's christening. Like, you can't take that back. Once you make that decision, it's over. Don't do it on an account of me because, I had gotten to a point where I accepted the situation with my brother. I'm not going to force somebody to love me. If he doesn't want a relationship with me, well, I can't force him to want a relationship with me. So I told her, don't do that on behalf of me because I'm okay with it. I kind of took the blame, I was like, it's not even him anymore, it's me. I don't want the relationship. I don't want to talk to him. So take the blame off of him and put it on me, if it makes it easier for you. She kept insisting that she wasn't doing it for me. She's like, I'm doing it for myself, and blah, 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 blah. But she really was. I know what she was doing. She was taking a stand. Basically telling my brother, like, if you don't want Leanna around, then you don't want me around. I was trying to talk her out of this because I really felt you're giving in, you're only going to make yourself look like an asshole, and you have a door in where you could still talk to him. I don't get invited. So take the invite and just go. But my mom was so fucking upset with everybody that I felt like she just wanted to do it to take a stand, right? It just kills me. I think back on these things, and I'm like, it just kills me that this was the last 3 years of her life. This is how she had to fucking spend her life, because of her family. I get so angry about it. Why did you put this woman through this? Why did you fucking put her through all this shit? Please tell me. That's why they all avoid me, because they don't have an answer for that. Alright, let me get a hold of yourself. I hate that she had to feel like that. I fucking hate it. It kills me. It kills me. So my mom decided not to go to the christening. I kind of talked her halfway out of it. She was like, you know what? I'm going to compromise. She was so afraid of being judged and hurt by her family for taking a stand for herself that she decided to go to the christening at the church, but she didn't want to go to the party afterwards. So she felt like she was being there for her granddaughter, but not for my brother. Like, the christening's the important part. Meanwhile, my brother's not, he's self-proclaimed agnostic, christening his daughter. Okay. Hypocrite. Because he's, like, so against the church, but because his wife's fucking Mrs. Holy Roller, I used to teach religion, bullshit, Satan. That's what I tell you guys. Satan comes in many forms, okay? She's a wolf in sheep's clothing. My mom went to the christening, and then she came to my house, right? I almost felt like, don't come to my house. Like, I don't want anything to do with this, because you're going to come to my house, and what's going to happen is, Leanna's going to get blamed. They're all going to be like, oh, Leanna, oh, she brainwashed you, and she talked you into doing this, blah, blah. It had nothing to do with me. I tried to talk her out of it. So, of course, after that day happened, the next day, all of her sisters are calling her and making her feel guilty. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I was crying. I was so upset. Bullshit. He wasn't crying. I can tell you guys that right now. He wasn't crying. He was probably like, where's my mom? Oh, she's not here? Huh. I would probably bet my left fucking hand that he wasn't crying about it. Whatever. They always have to be so dramatic about everything. He might have been upset, but he wasn't crying. He wasn't crying. My mom comes to my house, posts a picture of my son on Facebook, and so, of course, the fucking go up in, like, arms. Oh, you know, how could you do that? You hurt him. Meanwhile, nobody's counting the whole, like, 2 years prior where all he did was hurt her, and she just kept taking it. But okay. But now all of a sudden it's a big deal because she hurt his feelings. If you guys heard this tape, which I encourage you to go listen to below, you'll see how fucking hurtful this shit was to her. They're such assholes. Why'd they put her through this? They all called her up the next day and made her feel guilty about not going to my brother's thing. My mom was all upset, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I'm like, you're going to regret it because you have a heart, and you aren't the type of person that purposely hurts people, so to do something like this is not going to make you feel good. You're going to feel like shit doing this. It's not worth it. Just go to the fucking party and ignore everybody. That's all. Like just get out of your head. My mom couldn't do that. I'm the same way. I can't, if there's a problem, like, we're fixers. We need to fix things. I finally had a conversation with her, and I'm like, listen, first of all, you owe my brother an apology, because the next day she tried apologizing to him. They got in this huge fight, and then he hung up on her and blah, blah, blah. She called me up upset. I said, Mom, you need to give him a sincere apology. I'm sorry. Boom. Done. No but or however, just I'm sorry. Because you're fucking wrong. You did the wrong thing. You made the wrong choice, okay? And I'm only telling you this because I know you would tell me the same thing if I did it. And I told her, you need to focus on fixing your relationship with him. You know, our relationship, you gotta just get over it. And that's why I said, you know what? It's me. I don't want the relationship anymore. It's not him anymore. I don't want a relationship with my brother. As long as he's married to fucking that thing, I don't want a relationship with him. I'm good. I'm done. I don't want anything from him. I'm going to end this one and come back in the next one.